Right now on the Weather Channel, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for New York City.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Overhead with a strong storm heading in right now. We can see that the rain has not started yet, but it is imminent. It is going to be happening just about any moment right now. The severe thunderstorm warning includes Manhattan, includes portions, the far western part of Long Island, of course, including Brooklyn and Queens, Staten Island as well, Jersey City, and a big portion of New Jersey down to just about Edison here for Essex, Hudson, and Union counties. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Could see damaging winds. It's in effect until 4:15, and we can see millions more people here in a matter of minutes will be dealing with this weather that we are currently seeing right now. This is some very heavy rain, and the potential for some damaging winds will be with us. Let's time it out and see.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
End up seeing in some of the areas through time as it continues its trek. This storm moves into New York within the next 5 minutes, if this estimation is correct. As we're watching this severe thunderstorm warning, the storm itself is moving east around 25 miles an hour, so that gives you an idea. Once that rain gets to the Hudson River, it's going to be on the other side of it in a blink of an eye, and then into downtown New York, into Manhattan, and then eventually off into Brooklyn, and then it'll continue to move into and onto Long Island. And we can see some of the dark skies now coming in overhead, and we're looking here from south to north, and you can see just how dark these skies are. So that vantage point, I believe, is looking like that. So already what we're seeing are some of the dark clouds out ahead of that mess that you see right here. This is an awful lot of rain, and we're going to see this camera right here virtually. Here's the thing, is that in about 5 to 10 minutes, I think what's going to happen here is that we're not going to be able to see that city skyline. And maybe actually from that vantage point, maybe a little bit longer, because you can see it does look like it does have kind of a north to south to north component to it, the heaviest of rain. But in a matter of time here, once this dark red gets over the city and gets over where that camera currently is, we're probably not even going to see the horizon. We're not even going to be able to see the skyline, the beautiful skyline. In fact, there you go. Some of the first drops. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look like little diamonds on the lens cover here as this storm is just now moving on shore. Or moving, offshore of New Jersey, and then it's going to go over the Hudson River, and then eventually onto Manhattan and New York. I just want to double check here exactly where we are and what we're looking at. So here's another vantage point. This camera is looking at the Empire State Building, and you can see some of the dark skies right there. So the camera we're looking at before, I think, was actually from, no, it wasn't. I was thinking maybe it was from Jersey City. It's not. But from Jersey City, we also see the dark skies. So we're looking at basically at each other, I think. So I think what's going on right now is we see a camera looking up this way. Let's watch both of these cameras for lightning, by the way. There's one camera kind of looking up Manhattan. The other one is, I believe, looking off in like that direction. The top one is the one that's going like this, and the bottom camera is the one I believe is looking up to the north. That's a lot of lightning, and so I think we're going to be seeing, with the potential of some damaging winds, of course.
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
On the phone with somebody in Times Square right now, they might not know what is about to be upon them, because you're on kind of your own little world there in Times Square. So if you have any friends that may be touring around New York City, give them a call and let them know there's a big storm, possibly with some large hail, damaging winds, and of course also the frequent lightning that's already starting to show up ahead of time, even before this main line of storms gets over the Hudson and gets into New York. So this storm right now pounding and clobbering New Jersey, and eventually going over New York City, and then on to Long Island. Staten Island from the south, you can see right here we're starting to get some of the worst of it down here. And here's another thing. We're watching a little bit of individual shower activity coming up from the south, this whole line, and going all the way up to White Plains, then eventually into Connecticut. Whole mess of storms. In fact, now you look at the camera on the top left. Do you see where it kind of looks white? It's like the clouds are going all the way down to the ground. That is the rain. And when that rain gets over the water here pretty soon, the visibility on the camera in the right will be near zero. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for New York City. Stay with us.
Mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis. When considering another treatment, ask about Xeljanz, a pill for adults with moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis when methotrexate has not helped enough. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain and swelling, stiffness, and help stop further joint damage, even without methotrexate. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, or are prone to infections. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers, including lymphoma, and blood clots have happened. Taking a higher than recommended dose of Xeljanz for RA may increase risk of death. Tears in the stomach or intestines and serious allergic reactions have happened. Don't let another morning go by without asking your doctor about the pill first prescribed for RA more than 8 years ago. Xeljanz.
The Bissell Crosswave Cordless Max lets you vacuum and wash your floors at the same time. Dry messes, wet messes. It even freshens area rugs.
And when you buy Bissell, you help save homeless pets.
To learn more, go to BissellCrosswave.com.
Phil Swift here for Flex Paste, the incredible rubberized paste. Right out of the tub, it clings to the surface, and it instantly fills gaps and holes. Flex Paste dries to a strong, flexible rubber, perfect for sealing RVs and campers. Use it to help prevent flood damage, stop rodents from getting in your home, or even crafts and hobbies.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Retailers.
From roof to foundation, the damage to your home can be devastating, from clogged gutters, leaking roofs, rotting wood and fascia, and flooded basements. Protect your entire home with Leaf Filter, the nation's #1 rated gutter protection system. Once our ladders go up, you can put yours down forever.
One of the things that I like the most is that I don't have to get back on the ladder anymore.
Leaf Filter starts by cleaning, sealing, and realigning your gutters. We then install our micro mesh screen over your existing gutters, which is guaranteed to filter out everything except for water.
Trying other products is what made us finally go to Leaf Filter.
And Leaf Filter's lifetime transferable warranty makes it an extraordinary value.
Leaf Filter is going to make my home more valuable, especially when I go to sell it.
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or go to getleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection and estimate. Call or log on today and save 15%.
Attention, the weed killer Roundup has been linked to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
The manufacturer of Roundup has set aside over $10 billion for victims of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
If you are diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma after using the popular weed killer Roundup, call us right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
Call now. Find out if you may qualify in under 2 minutes.
Call 1-800-922-5858. That's 1-800-922-5858.
It's Velveeta shells and cheese versus the other guys. Clearly, Velveeta melts creamier.
All right, breaking right now here on the Weather Channel. Here is the view from New Jersey, looking at lower Manhattan there, down in the Battery to the right. And we're seeing some very dark skies. The bright spot you see on the horizon, that is looking east. There is a severe thunderstorm warning right now for New York City. This is one vantage point. The rain, I believe, has started here. There's a fuzzy nature sort of now to the look of this camera. This camera also, I believe, is in New Jersey. I think this is one in Jersey City. This is looking so almost due east, but I think it's a little bit of a north tilt. So looking to the left, to the right would be north-south. And so this is generally looking in the easterly direction. And do you see those buildings off in the distance with the flashing light to the left of the Empire State Building? I believe that's Jersey City. And that's basically where both of those cameras we were just looking at were. And then you can see the Empire State Building, and then on the right, see the fuzzy nature of the sky that goes all the way down to the horizon. That is the rain. That is some very heavy rain that is falling right now.
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
Now we're looking to the north and east. The bright spot, usually this time of day, the bright spot's usually looking west, but that's not the case right now. This is the view. There's the Chrysler Building kind of right in the middle of your screen there. That's the East River. And we're looking again off to the northeast. So this is on the edge of the storm. So 4 vantage points right now. The 2 cameras on the right are essentially in the same location. Just slightly different vantage points. And the obvious landmark there is the Trade Center. And then the World Trade Center. And then on the left, top left, these cameras, I believe they're about the same location, if not the same location, looking in opposite directions. So the one on the top left is looking right at the storm, which as it gets closer, notice how to the left of the Empire State Building, this is the top left camera, the city skyline is going away. That's where the city skyline way in the distance is going away, and that's where this heavy rain is right now. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Could see large hail, could see damaging winds out of this. Frequent lightning right now, and this is moving into New York City. Here's Manhattan. Staten Island also experiencing some extremely heavy rain at the moment, with a complete mess going all the way up to White Plains here and starting to move now into Connecticut with some of the worst of the weather still ongoing here in New Jersey. As this whole mess is moving to the east around 25 miles an hour, Essex, Hudson, and Union counties in this severe thunderstorm warning. And as we time it out, we'll get a general idea of when to expect it. Any moment here in Yonkers, it's probably raining pretty heavy for you, and then eventually Mount Vernon with minutes later. Then New Rochelle, Stamford, and within less than 20 minutes, North Hempstead as well. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning right now marching into and over New York City, and frequent lightning. Another reminder, this right here, see that lightning being detected where it is not raining. That certainly can and does happen. And also we see this right here, and then after the worst of it comes by, there's also the possibility for lightning. And of course, the frequent lightning with it, as we're looking at the real-time lightning data, these big yellow flashes is the new data being detected by the network here. And again, more heavy rain moving into New York City right now. With the dark skies evident. Oftentimes Mother Nature kind of gives you clues that something bad's coming. And in this case, the sky's turning almost to night here. And we're still just barely into the 4 o'clock hour here on the East Coast in New York City. And as dark as it looks right now,
a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
These clouds are essentially casting a big shadow onto the earth. There is a lot of rain in here through several thousand miles up into the atmosphere. And so with that, that's going to block out the sun. Those raindrops in the billions here, of course, or trillions, even seeing the dark skies as a result. And now the bottom right camera showing us, wow, look at these rainfall rates. Was that like 3.5 inches an hour? That's some serious business here. So that's saying that if it were to rain right now for a full hour, there'd be 2 inches. That would be insane. Fortunately, the storm is moving along at 25 miles an hour, so it's not going to do that. But it will drop a lot of rain in a hurry, and that's what we're seeing now. The camera on the bottom right, we no longer see Jersey City off in the distance. We could see it off a little bit on the left of the Empire State Building, and we're not seeing that anymore. But all of the red you see right now on the radar is where the rain is extremely heavy. That's about as heavy as it can get here, and that's what we're currently seeing and have been seeing, is that rain over New
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
And then eventually it'll be moving on to Long Island as well. Again, right now here, this is New York City. We are watching and seeing a severe thunderstorm warning. Also with those rainfall rates, a flash flood warning as well currently in effect. That includes New York City, and it includes a big portion of the western end of Long Island. So the boroughs here getting clobbered again by a big thunderstorm and a severe thunderstorm warning. We were watching and listening to this on Friday.
Chris, I was thinking the same thing. I think this is our third time in like a week or something that we've been dealing with severe storms working their way through New York City. You know, I don't like the setup of this. Watching the trends that I'm seeing on the radar here, it looks like some of these cells are working on trying to merge together, and that could really enhance some of those rainfall rates that are already pretty extreme. You know, we've seen the metro system and the trains in New York City, the subway system, flood and take on water. So that's something that could potentially be at risk here if these kind of trends keep up. So keep in mind that we could have a really significant flood threat to go along with the damaging winds and some of the hail. And this is moving really, really slowly as well. So we saw on the radar that we have a really solid line of thunderstorms. I mean, you can't punch through that, right? If you're trying to go west, there's nothing you can do. If you're an airplane that's trying to come in from the west towards the east into New York City, that's going to be a problem as well. So we have ground stops in effect for all of the New York City metro airports. So that's LaGuardia, that's JFK, that's Newark as well. In addition to the ground stop, what that means for you is that planes in other parts of the country are being held and not allowed to take off if their destination is one of these New York metro airports. Now, in addition, you see LaGuardia 120 minutes. What that means, 2 hours, right? Do the math. That means departure delays. So the airplanes that are trying to get out of LaGuardia and go somewhere else are also on a delay right now. So unfortunately, you know how
a flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
Getting rough at such populated airports with so many flights that come in and out of here, that can have lingering effects for hours and hours. So keep that in mind if you have travel plans here later today, even after the storms have blown on through. There you can see the conditions at JFK. You know, the storms haven't even hit there yet, and we're talking about hefty, big-time delays. I suppose there's a chance if you got an international flight and you're going out over the water and going away from the storms, you might get a flight kind of sneaking out there. But these storms are pushing in very quickly, visibility reduced. So it would be dangerous to have any of those flights taken off or coming off. And it would also be dangerous, Chris, right, to be out there in a vehicle or even trying to just, you know, walk from your car to a building or something like that. So here we go again, New York City. It's been a tough week or so for them, Chris.
Did you see this camera? I watched over the past, say, 90 seconds, this go from a city skyline. This camera is right in the city to what you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Which is not much. I mean, it was pretty dramatic here just, you know, about 90 seconds, 2 minutes ago.
Look at the bottom.
Yeah, but I mean, Jackie,
it just totally went away.
Yes, and I mean, you can see it happen right in front of your eyes. It was spectacular. I'm sorry you missed it, but
look again. Look at if you look at the very
see
bottom, you can kind of see like the base of the cloud deck, and you see little hints of buildings here and there, and you can see the clouds kind of moving from left to right across your screen. Do you see that? So every now and then you see a little hint of a building in there.
And this is one of the few times you can actually see how fast the clouds are moving. It's like you're up in the clouds, right? So these are actually pretty low clouds.
Yes.
You know, this is, you know, usually you have to get up into the clouds. You're in an airplane, but we're watching now. Here, look up here. Here's the building now is starting to come back into view.
Oh yeah.
But this was, you know, I sat here and I watched. You know, it was some clouds up here. And then it just completely overtook. And this vantage point, this view is looking, this is east.
Oh, look
east
at that.
East is over here, and this is kind of more of a northeast, and this would be due north. And look, yeah, now here it goes.
Another little pocket.
Just how quickly just the storm comes and goes. I'm curious now. Yeah, so we're getting perhaps maybe a little bit of a break in the rainfall. And now this is what we have. right? Some kind of just broken clouds here, but a very dramatic scene playing out just moments ago, a very unique angle.
Yeah, you know, something you don't get in many other cities across the country, right? You really got to have the tall skyscrapers to be able to get cameras up there to give you this type of a unique perspective, but it really helps us to kind of, you know, understand what's going on and looking at the clouds and getting a different perspective, seeing the movement of the clouds, seeing the breaks here and there.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
How you can go from something to nothing and go right back to something again pretty quickly.
And you bring up a word that is so appropriate, Jackie, that's skyscrapers. If you've never been in New York City or a city that has a really tall building, these buildings will blow your mind how tall they are. And they do scrape the sky, as the name implies, and so it puts you up there with the clouds as we're seeing right now. And this is within a severe thunderstorm warning. My guess is that some of the strongest winds have probably came with the clouds that just came through. And as I mentioned earlier, look at the visibility of the camera on the top right from Jersey City and this looking over at lower Manhattan. And we're seeing the visibility way down. You can still sort of make out One World Trade Center in the center there. But then the other camera that we were looking at a few moments ago, that visibility has now gone away. But that's different because you're up in the clouds as opposed to being in the heavy rain.
So we've got about 5 minutes left on that severe thunderstorm warning. We'll see. We'll likely get extended east of there, I think, and continue as this works its way across Long Island. Not seeing really any signs here on radar, Chris, at all of this thing slowing down, although I am seeing more intensification to the south right there, very near Long Island Sound. Do you see that? And we're starting to see some higher reflectivity there and maybe a little hail signature. This gives you an idea of the timing of this as this continues to trek off towards the east. So Adelphi, 413, working its way towards Bayside at 421, North Hempstead at 429. You know, if it holds together and is still severe, would be headed your way towards Valley Stream at 432, and then Hempstead at 4:36 p.m. So it's going to be a minute before this reaches some of these areas because it is rather slow moving, about 25 miles per hour. So this isn't going to be hit it and quit it kind of action. There's a ton of lightning. Look at all of that lightning. I mean, it just looks solid almost here, doesn't it? A very electric storm.
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
Think you're going to put your nose up to the window and take a look. I'm not sure that would be the wisest thing to do, right? These skyscrapers can also be lightning rods. In fact, a lot of the buildings, some of them have lightning rods on top of them and have been hit many times. Lightning can hit the same place twice and has done that over and over again. Places like the Empire State Building, spectacular images I've seen of lightning striking some of those buildings. But also look at the rain that's coming in back behind it. So keep in mind that we've kind of got a leading edge where the strongest of winds are going to be. We've got a lot of lightning that's filling in back behind where all of that is. And then after that, we still have a lot of rain to come. And so that increases our confidence in this flash flood warning that we are going to be seeing some urbanized flooding here. So poor drainage areas could be a problem. You know, it's concrete jungle out there. That water's got nowhere to go. And if the drainage systems get overwhelmed or if they get blocked at all from recent storms or other debris, that causes the water to rise. So here's a look at your forecast for what we're expecting for the rest of the day today. Those rain chances are going to stick with us. Look what it's doing to our temperature, though, too. How about that, right? You were toasty, New York, with feels like temperatures in the 90s, and now we're expecting to get down into the 70s after these storms go through. But it does add to the mugginess and the moisture into the atmosphere. We've got that backdoor cold front that's going to be approaching, and that's going to keep some rain chances in the forecast off and on as we head through the rest of the week, and then cool things down as we head towards your weekend. Another look at those conditions at LaGuardia, 81 degrees, thunderstorm in progress. The warning remaining in effect here for about another 3 minutes. Visibility has dropped, but actually 8 miles, not too bad. We'll see. There's definitely going to be some fluctuations in that visibility. It's not just LaGuardia. You've got a ground stop, but also departure delays, and that's the case at JFK and at Newark Airport as well. So JFK, the storms are just off to your west. haven't quite arrived just yet. So stay put, get yourself a cup of coffee, watch the Weather Channel, maybe get yourself through with a little snack here if you're waiting at the airport and watching us here for today. So in case you're just tuning in, again, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, includes Jersey City, New York, Newark as well until 4:15 local time. In addition to the thunderstorm warning, we have a flash flood warning remaining in effect. Avoid travel, stay inside. We're going to continue to track this storm and others, plus the flood threat that's coming up after this break.
I'm Norm.
I'm Saz.
And we live in Columbia, Missouri. We do consulting, but we also write.
We take care of ourselves constantly. It's important. We walk 3 to 5 times.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Both been taking Prevagen for a little more than 11 years now. After about 30 days of taking it, we noticed clarity that we didn't notice before.
It's still helping me. I still notice a difference.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Attention. Medicare recipients are entitled to save money and get significant new benefits at no additional cost.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here, and if you're on Medicare, this is important. You're now entitled to eliminate co-pays and get dental care, dentures, eyeglasses, prescription coverage, in-home aids, unlimited transportation, and home-delivered meals, all at no additional cost. Plus, your zip code may have coverage with the Give Back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
Certainty of the virus and vaccines. You need to get everything you're entitled to. Here's the bottom line. Call to get significant benefits at no additional cost and see if your zip code has coverage with the Give Back benefit.
I called to get the new benefits and save money, so I'm not spending money I don't have to spend.
With this virus situation, I called to get everything I'm entitled to. I couldn't believe I was missing out on so many benefits.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
You need to be sure your health care coverage is up to date. Call now. It's free.
I called to get dental, transportation, meals, and the Give Back benefit. They helped me so much.
Get dental care, dentures, unlimited transportation, and home-delivered meals at no additional cost. And your zip code may have coverage with the Give Back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month.
With the uncertainty of the virus and vaccines, you need to get everything you're entitled to. Millions of people have trusted the Medicare coverage helpline. You can too. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-442-6400. That's 1-800-442-6400 now.
So you have diabetes. Here are some easy rules. No sugar, no pizza, no foods you love. Stress, no stress. Exercise, but no days off. Easy, no? But with Freestyle Libre 14-Day, you can take the mystery out of your diabetes. Now you know.
Sir, you know what you want to order?
Yes. Freestyle Libre 14-Day. Try it for free.
I love to watch the waves after a storm. The storm can be long gone, but the waves just keep going.
Get into the out there. The Weather Channel.
Years after Karen survived traumatic chemotherapy and surgery, her breast cancer returned.
I had one hope left, the clinical trial.
She read everything, called everywhere, until finally Perlmutter Cancer Center invited her into an immunotherapy trial.
It was a life changer.
2 years later, Karen's tumors are gone, and Perlmutter Cancer Center has more active clinical trials than ever.
You get knocked down and you're looking for hope, and here was hope.
Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale has been extended. Right now, save up to $500 on our top-rated brands when you get a king bed for the price of a queen or a queen for a twin. Plus, get a free adjustable base when you spend $6.99 on Sealy. Hurry into Mattress Firm.
Ready to shine from the inside out? Try Nature's Bounty Hair, Skin, and Nails Gummies. The #1 brand to support beautiful hair, glowing skin, and healthy nails. And introducing Jelly Beans with 2 times more biotin.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, scattered strong to severe thunderstorms, low 73. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing warning has been issued for our area. 88. Chance of rain, 50%. Wednesday night, a few clouds, low 73. Here's our 7-day outlook.
For the all-new season of America Says, I've been traveling betwixt the mountains and the coasts of this great land to visit all 50 states in pursuit of all new American answers to all new American questions. My journey has come to an end. Yours is about to begin.
America Says, all new weeknights at 7, only on Game Show Network.
Breaking right now, severe thunderstorm warning for New York City. We're watching from several vantage points. Severe weather rolling through the Big Apple at the moment. And we've got a couple vantage points here in the city and looking at the city. And from where it's not raining yet in Queens, it looks like this is the west, top right, is the westbound, the LIE, the Long Island Expressway. The westbound there, and that would be heading into Manhattan, it appears. If this is looking to the west, that means you're heading into the storm. If you have red lights, if you're one of the red light people there on the right-hand side of the roadway there, heading west toward the storm. And then where you can see the headlights heading away or heading on the LIE eastbound, you're not going to be going fast enough unless you're going faster than 30 miles an hour. It's moving at about 25. So with the kind of traffic we see at this kind of day, this time of day, the storm's probably going to catch up with you if you're on the road for any number of minutes here. So tracking several cameras, including Coney Island here, where there is frequent lightning and very heavy rain. About 7 minutes ago, it was business as usual dry. I've been watching this camera here. The clouds and the showers were showing up offshore, but it was dry and business as usual. Now, you can't even see the beach, or you can barely make out the beach if you know what you're looking for. And there's some of that lightning. Do you see how that goes? That kind of looks like the camera is kind of doing a little bit of a blip, or it's like there's a little problem with the feed. That's the lightning. And the fact that there's so much heavy rain, there could be a bolt not too far away, and it would be difficult to tell. So you just get these flashes through all of that heavy rain. So when we all know what it's like to be in the red on the radar, Coney Island right down here, and that's what it's like.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Right in there. Well, that, and there's more lightning right there. That right there, that red, what that looks like if you were there in person is what we see on Coney Island right now on the Coney Island camera, Earth Cam, the camera courtesy of Earth Cam. And look at that billboard lit up there. I think that's a billboard. Yeah, it's a billboard right there. It makes it look like it's the middle of the night here, but that's not the case. That's how quickly things can change here. 4:22 here on the East Coast as the evening commute is underway with lightning and a lot of lightning. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect, now incorporating more of Long Island, including Kings, Nassau, and Queens. This is in effect until 5:15. Got some time yet. This storm, it seems like it's been kind of picking up a little bit of gusto as it's been going along. So hopefully that does not remain the case, does not remain the same going forward through time. However, we are seeing some very heavy rain right now, frequent lightning, and the potential for some damaging winds. So again, a severe thunderstorm warning currently in effect here in New York City. And Jackie, gosh, once again, it seems different. I think what might be different is the fact that maybe the cloud deck's a little bit lower than when we were doing almost the exact same thing a few days ago.
Yes, and visibility is lower, I think, overall as well. Part of that due to our lower cloud deck, part of that due to our rainfall rates, which are much heftier this time around. I mean, we've been seeing some rainfall rates around 2 inches, 2.5 inches per hour. You know, if it rains that whole time, you end up with more than 2 inches. But rainfall rates can be really key to flash flood events because it comes down so fast that it collects immediately and just doesn't have the opportunity to run off at all. So it concerns me when I see trends like this, slow-moving storms with really heavy rainfall all throughout, moving through a major metropolitan area, very urban area. And that's why we've got the flash flood warning that's been issued now for New York City, Manhattan, Queens, into parts of Long Island. And that's going to continue until 7 o'clock tonight. So part of it is this leading edge with the heavy rainfall rates, but also look what's coming behind it. There's still solid rain, not as heavy, but there's still rain coming now that's likely going to persist for hours. You can see producer Brittany querying some of the rainfall rates, which have been really hefty. We're starting to get multiple reports of some flash flooding. I've been seeing a lot of that in New Jersey, especially. There you can see some in Harrison. Newark is getting the heavy rain right now. You can see some of the worst of it just passed off towards your east, but still getting some of that heavy rainfall. So 75-minute departure delays, ground stop in effect. Again, when we say ground stop, that means airplanes that are in other parts of the country are being held and can't take off until they release that ground stop, if that's your destination. If, for example, Newark is your destination.
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
Hours in terms of delays. We've got poor visibility that's been moving through all these areas, and then we'll check in on conditions in JFK too. JFK, your storms are still just off towards our west. So looking for poor visibility and flash flooding, a good day to stay home.
Did you know you can go to libertymutual.com to customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need?
Really? I did. Okay, I'm on vibe.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Parents, meet GoHenry, the allowance tool that helps kids learn the value of money. It's a debit card and an app that gives kids a chance to get hands-on with money. You define where your kids can spend and how much they're allowed to spend. You also get notified when they use their card. And that's only the half of it. Set up an automatic allowance, reward them for chores. Relatives can even surprise them with gifts. So what are you waiting for? Sign up now at GoHenry.com. GoHenry, making every kid good with money.
At Carvana, we treat every customer like we would treat our own moms. With care and respect. To us, the little things are the big things. Which is why we do everything in our power to make buying a car an unforgettable experience.
Happy birthday. Thank you.
We treat every customer like we would treat our own moms.
Hey, Mom.
Because that's what they deserve.
Ordering pizza with Slice is a win-win. You support local pizzerias, we reward you with free pizza. Win! No crazy fees for you or the shop. Double win. And we make it almost too easy to reorder your usual. You don't have to make a phone call. They don't have to take a phone call. You get it. Downloading Slice is a win-win. And you get free pizza. So download Slice, order delicious local pizza today, and earn free pizza fast.
Here's important information for anyone with an annuity or structured settlement. It's your right to sell all or part of your annuity payments for the cash you need now. Whether you need to make an important purchase, pay off debt, or build a business, call the pros at Peachtree today. We can help you get the cash you need. We're professionals at buying structured settlements.
Hi, I'm Maggie from Peachtree. We've been helping people for over 20 years. We can help you turn your settlement or annuity payments into the cash you need for a new car, housing, or to manage debt. Recently, I helped a customer get money for fertility treatments to start a family. It's your money, and you have the right to use it now.
Get your money faster by calling Peachtree now at 1-800-PEACHTREE. That's 1-800-PEACHTREE. Call today for a no-obligation quote and receive $25. Call now at 1-800-PEACHTREE or visit PeachtreeFinancial.com.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Attention, the weed killer Roundup has been linked to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
The manufacturer of Roundup has set aside over $10 billion for victims of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
If you are diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma after using the popular weed killer Roundup, call us right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
Call now. Find out if you may qualify in under 2 minutes.
Call 1-800-922-5858. That's 1-800-922-5858.
Good morning.
More treatment.
We're going to try something different today.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out the good in them.
This is J Country. Our goal is to find that $1 million boulder. I will dig till my hands bleed.
That's so sketchy, dude.
Anything can shut you down.
It's almost like we know what we're doing.
A severe thunderstorm warning right now in New York City. This is a live look at Coney Island, and the visibility has gotten just a little bit better. We are seeing at least getting close to being perhaps the back edge of this. So not completely done just yet, but you can now make up. This view, by the way, is looking to the south, roughly to the south. And so the storm has been moving from right to left, because we're looking to the south. So from west to east, that camera vantage point looking in this direction like that. So the storm has been going, in this case, left to right, which would be west to east. And so on this camera looking the other direction, it's going from right to left if you're looking at the camera. If you're following me at all here, I'm starting to lose myself, frankly. What we see, though, is some of the brighter skies, the top center of the screen of the picture. And so that view that we're looking at right now is starting to pick up on some of the clearing behind this action. Again, the vantage point that we're seeing is to the south. And there's still some lightning, a lot of lightning associated with this. So do you see on the left-hand side of the screen, the whole screen, including the camera, there's the dark skies, how the gray goes from the word Coney down to the beach? Well, that's this red over here that I'm circling in yellow, where you're starting to see a little bit more of the clouds that are a bit more obvious. You're starting to see different layers in the atmosphere. That's over on this side over here. So certainly seeing some fast moving and changing weather here. In a matter of about 15 minutes, it went from dry to blinding rain to now wet, and still have to worry about some lightning, because even after
a flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
There's still a lightning threat with this. And this storm is far from over. Now, we have a lot of, millions of people in New York City, so there's a lot of cameras around, so we have a lot of different vantage points here. But next up, the storm is heading in this direction. Heading out the LIE, the Long Island Expressway here, and as people are also trying to do the same, heading out, try to stay ahead of the storm. You got to hope that traffic's going faster than 25 miles an hour, because that's about how fast this storm is going right now. Again, winds associated with this storm, likely even stronger than that. But it's even though the worst of the rain has gone by, we're not completely out of the rain yet. So even in New York City, that's still raining at the moment, but the heaviest blinding rain is pushing on, is moving through. So again, a severe thunderstorm warning right now in effect until 5:15. Let's go to Jackie right now, following an ongoing severe weather threat across the U.S., Jackie.
Yeah, we are talking about thunderstorms right now in the state of Illinois that have gone severe, including a tornado warning that was just issued. So this is Richland County. It includes the city of Olney until 4 o'clock Central Time. This is a radar-indicated tornado, but we're seeing some pretty good rotation with it. Just to put it in perspective for you, this is Indiana right here. This is Vincennes. So this is the state line, and this is U.S. Highway 50 right here. So the rotation very near Highway 50, and this is moving on up towards the north. So this would be arriving in Olney around 3:40 local time, and then moving its way, if it holds together, up towards Preston at 3:49. So this is an isolated cell that has just developed. We've got a lot of thunderstorms across Illinois right now. The severe weather risk overall is pretty low, but it's not zero, right? So a storm here or there could rotate, and more warnings could get issued. So we'll continue to keep an eye on the atmospheric conditions here.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
We don't have a watch in effect. We can get rotating storms. So take your tornado precautions here. Lowest level of your home away from doors and windows. So a lot going on here. We also want to give you an update on the flash flood risk too. Colleen's got more on that. Colleen?
Yes, and Jackie, of course, we've been following all that's going on in New York City. We have the severe thunderstorm warning. We also have a flash flood warning for the same areas, especially as this heavy rain is moving through the heart of the Big Apple and then moving on to Long Island. So again, this goes until 7 o'clock this evening. We've had rainfall rates that are pretty impressive right now, along with the severe weather. Some of those rainfall rates over 2 inches per hour as this band moves through. And then, of course, behind it, the rainfall rates may not be as much, but that's additional rain on top of all the rain that's already falling. A wider look here shows you that we're getting some reports in just north of New York City there for some flooding on some of the roadways, a few areas that are going to be impassable as we continue through this afternoon. Then, of course, more rain, more problems. And we have a lot of problems at the airports here. We have delays at Newark, JFK, as well as LaGuardia. So again, please check your carriers before heading out to the airport. A lot of folks going to be stranded here for a bit until this rain passes.
I thought I was managing my moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Then I realized something was missing. Me. My symptoms were keeping me from being there for her. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for people with Crohn's disease. The majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief in as little as 4 weeks, and many achieved remission that can last.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
I had a husband who was my vision, but when he died, I knew I was in big trouble.
At care.com, search for lots of local caregivers who can help with meals, housekeeping, personal care, and more. It costs less than you think, and it's easy to pay. Care.com.
When you earn a degree from Southern New Hampshire University, it's worth getting loud. And emotional.
Cool. We're proud of you. Right, Trav?
Yeah.
SNHU graduates recognize what they can accomplish with a supportive university by their side.
I did it. You can too.
Start your celebration at snhu.edu.
What will you do when the power goes out? Power outages can be
a flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
To your life, but with a Generac home standby generator, your life goes on uninterrupted because you'll have power when you need it the most.
24 days we were without power. I had water, I had ice, I had coffee, I had air conditioner. I was able to stay here because of the Generac.
Get the safety, security, and peace of mind your family deserves with a home standby generator from Generac. 8 out of 10 home generators are Generac, with thousands of satisfied customers.
Very good product. Very, very good reviews from everybody.
Prices start at just $19.99, and special financing is available with surprisingly affordable monthly payments. Call now to schedule your free in-home assessment, and you'll receive a 7-year extended warranty absolutely free. That's a $695 value. Call or go online today. Power your life with Generac.
Sign up for Mosquito Service today, and we'll donate $25 to the American Red Cross.
I booked our hotel and kayak. It's flexible if we need to cancel.
Cancel? I haven't left the house in a year. Nothing will stop me from vacation! No canceling.
Flexible cancellation. Kayak. Search one and done.
Visibility is 0.
There's so many dangers. If you don't take the risk, there's no reward.
Well, Some new video into the Weather Channel. This is a time lapse of storm that came through New York City just a few moments ago. This storm is still dropping rain, by the way, but this is as the heavy rain. There's Jersey City off to the left of the Empire State Building. The rain now engulfing that. Now it's moving over One World Trade Center. And eventually, look at these clouds zipping by here between the camera and the Empire State Building. It's always interesting to see some of the...
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
Sensors, that'll happen from time to time. Or some of the lights are just more visible in the city once it gets a little bit darker that may have already been on. But this storm here is certainly coming in and coming in fast in a big hurry. Quite a bit of lightning associated with this as well as it did come through. Now, time-lapse won't capture that because it happens so fast and you don't have every frame with the time-lapse, so the lightning will sneak by. Usually on time-lapses, you won't see it. However, there's still quite a bit of lightning with this storm and a lot of heavy rain. So that camera we were just looking at was looking at in this direction. And now the storm, the storm is, of course, moving in the other direction. So you're looking at improving conditions, but not great. Still flash flood warnings in effect for much of New Jersey. It's still raining. And, of course, this severe thunderstorm warned storm is heading down the Long Island Expressway here across the entire island from north to south. And now starting off on the west side of the island, it's heading east. We'll see how far it goes, how far it gets, and how strong it stays. But what has been evident is by looking at these cameras, we saw it coming and we saw how much rain and how heavy that rain was. Rainfall rates 2 to 3 inches an hour, significant here, and still seeing some dark skies with the clouds that are currently and remain over the city. The view on the bottom here from Jersey City looking back over at Lower Manhattan. And then a little bit closer to Midtown here, the camera on the top, and notice it's still pretty dark there. Still seeing and having some pretty heavy rain moving along with that potential for some damaging winds as well. Also, as we look at the severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in effect, there's also these green outlined areas that's stretching all along here. And all of that, of course, flash flood warning. So if you're in Hempstead over, and if it stays together, eventually islip, flash flooding will also remain a concern here. And if this does hang together here, next up, Valley Stream, North Hempstead, Hempstead, Huntington, Lindenhurst as well. But again, flash flooding is a threat here. And Colleen, we know that flash flooding has been a big issue. And it tends to be this time of year when the atmosphere gets real hot and there's a lot of moisture in it.
Yes. So, Chris, we have two things we're watching here, not just the severe weather threat, but also the flash flooding for the same areas. So the Big Apple, it's just a rough afternoon for you, and it's not over just yet. Now, of course, that yellow box, that's that severe thunderstorm warning. Encompassing the yellow box, we also have the green boxes, and those are our flash flood warnings that are currently in effect for the city. This goes until 7 o'clock, cities of Bloomfield and New York, and then we have another one that's out ahead of it. Chris just mentioned that around Hempstead.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
7:30. This is just around Queens. So again, Long Island, you're about to get drenched with a lot of rain that's coming in. And of course, we see all the lightning strikes out across this thunderstorm, and it shows you that it still has some intensity. It's still packing a punch, not just with the rain, but also with the lightning, the wind that's rolling through. Most of our rainfall rates have been anywhere from about 1 inch to 1.5 inches per hour. We've had upwards of 2 inches per hour. Again, just showing you how much rain is falling in just a short amount of time. So, with all the rain falling, of course, we're going to see some problems in passable roadways there in and around New York City. We have flooding along the roadways, and then, of course, some ground stops and some delays at all the metro airports. Right now, for Newark, we're looking at a 90-minute delay. Then as we go on over to LaGuardia, we're looking at over 3 hours for a delay there. Of course, winds gusty, the rain coming down, rain just approaching JFK right now. So again, we're going to see, unfortunately, the time ticking up for the delays at all the surrounding airports until all of this passes. passes. And even after this leading edge passes, we still have some light rain behind it. So not going to be done with all of this just yet. So a lot going on throughout the rest of this afternoon. Jackie?
All right, Colleen, we also have flooding ongoing across parts of the South. It's been a rough day in Arkansas as well as in northern Mississippi. We still have a flash flood emergency in effect for Arkansas, Deshaun, Drew counties. The city of Dumas has a lot of flooding here, homes taking on water and many water-covered roads. We also have a flash flood warning in effect here as we've crossed over the state line into Mississippi, including you in Oxford. Considerable danger here, and there have been many roads that have been covered with water in that location as well. Radar is indicating in this pink area as much as a foot or better of rain has fallen in the last 48 hours, and this has really become a dangerous situation with widespread flash flooding here. In Rosedale, we also have neighborhoods flooded and significant street flooding. Avoid travel if you can help it at all across this area. You can see all those green boxes indicating where we have the warnings. Flash flood watches remain in effect here, and heavy rain and flooding will be possible through tomorrow morning, and more rain expected through Saturday.
The Michelin Guide travels the world to recommend restaurants worth your trip. Michelin, motion for life.
When you first met K-12, you were one of a million students who chose public school at home, ready for new challenges.
Welcome. How are you today?
And tackling some you'd already set for yourself. Here, you were someone, and you could become anyone. K-12's commitment was to help you get where you want to be. Congratulations, graduates. K-12, tuition-free schools. They may not be for everyone, but they're here.
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
I'm a member of American Home Shield, which means this faucet may be freaking out, but I'm not.
All good here.
Something's wrong with my AC. It's blowing pretty hard and it won't turn off. Luckily, I'm a member of American Home Shield. My plan helps cover the cost when parts of more than 20 home appliances and systems wear out. If they can't repair them, they'll replace them.
American Home Shield is the largest and pays the most home warranty claims.
It covers things home insurance doesn't, no matter their age. It's a beautiful day.
I've never felt so good.
For a free quote, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. Hey, Janice!
So many people are overweight now and asking themselves, why can't I lose weight? For most, the reason is insulin resistance, and they don't even know they have it. Conventional starvation diets don't address insulin resistance. That's why they don't work. Now there's Golo. Golo helps with insulin resistance, getting rid of sugar cravings, helps control stress and emotional eating, and losing weight. Go to Golo.com and see how Golo can change your life. That's GOLO.com.
With the Dish Anywhere app, you can watch what you want, where you want, at no extra charge. Which is a good thing, because life is full of little surprises.
Ready to what?
Take your TV anywhere onto 5 devices. Dish, tuned in to you.
This is the Jones family.
We have a good deal on our wireless plan.
Are you sure? Spectrum Mobile can do better. How many lines do you have?
4.
And how much data do you use?
Graham and I email and text, but these two share and stream tons of videos.
And how much are you paying per month? Don't forget those added taxes and fees and surcharges.
Oh, then $220.
Spectrum Mobile lets you customize your plans. You and Grandma can be in our Buy the Gig plan with shareable data, and your wife and daughter can be in our unlimited data plan. Offer $118 per month with no taxes and fees. Spectrum Mobile has the best data plans for your family. All plans include unlimited talk and text with no contracts. See? I proved you could save within minutes. Now it's your turn. Grab your bill and see how much you can save. Visit SpectrumMobile.com/YouSave to calculate your savings in 3 easy steps. Or call us at 1-833-295-7283 and we'll do it for you.
Our goal is to find that $1 million boulder.
I will dig till my hands bleed.
That's so sketchy, dude.
Anything can shut you down.
It's almost like we know what we're doing.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, scattered strong to severe thunderstorms. Low 73. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Wednesday night, a few clouds. Low 73. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're breaking right now here on the Weather Channel, watching a thunderstorm, a severe warned thunderstorm moving across Long Island right now. It is moving out of New York City, moving out of Staten Island. It's still crossing over the East River, now heading along Long Island on the Long Island Expressway, essentially, as traffic is in full swing right now for the evening commute. Just about 10 minutes away from the top of the hour, about 10 minutes away from 5 o'clock. And for a lot of people, it's past quitting time here and time to go home. And if you're on your way to, say, Islip or Hempstead, you better hope you're going faster than about 25 miles an hour, which can be a tough thing to accomplish at this hour when even without rain, traffic is a tough go. But the storm, as it continues, threatening heavy rain, damaging winds, and a lot of lightning. This is going to be on its way here in a matter of minutes to North Hempstead, then Oyster Bay, Huntington, Babylon, as well, as we continue to watch this storm and see it bring the very heavy rain and still even along parts of New Jersey.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
The lightning we've been seeing with this has been numerous. A lot of it is offshore, with some of the worst of the weather offshore as well. But some of the worst of the weather goes right up here to Queens and includes Brooklyn, even up to around the Bronx as well. Some lightning showing up, and these storms with them bringing that heavy rain, and with that, the potential for some flash flooding. That's what some of these green outlined areas. A little difficult to see with the green on the radar, but it's there. That severe weather threat, the flash flood threat, is with us and remains with us here. And again, that severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for another 25 minutes or so. And then the next question is whether or not the National Weather Service will end up extending it farther down the line here, as we're still seeing some dark skies and very wet conditions in New York. In New York, again, temperatures in the mid-70s. Got a little bit of rain-cooled air going on, but there's been enough moisture and humidity that these storms have had a lot of gusto here, a lot of very heavy rain, and unfortunately, that is, of course, bad news when we deal with the kind of rain we've been seeing and the rainfall rates, which is particularly important in terms of flash flooding. So along parts of New Jersey, outside of Wilmington, south of Philadelphia, here's another severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 5:30. And then another one up here along the Jersey Shore, north of Toms River. A lot of lightning associated with all of these. And then we see that shower and flood threats and a lot of lightning across parts of the South, with the other warnings in Louisiana. We've been watching this, now almost 4 hours since we've been with you. This storm here, we've watched it go pretty much all the way across Louisiana, from Texas now to Mississippi. And that storm, most of the time over the past 4 hours, has had a severe thunderstorm warning associated with it. So heads up if you're in this path. Could be seeing more of that. And again, a flash flood threat also with us here in Mississippi and across a big portion of the South. And of course, Jackie, the flood threat exists as well in the Northeast.
Yeah, and we're getting some new video and images in showing you some of that water that's starting to collect and stand and cause issues. But we're also getting a really cool time lapse right now we want to share with you that we got from New York City a little bit earlier. You can see how we had fairly sunny conditions, and then boom, here come the dark dark clouds that just envelop the whole area in the city. We start seeing raindrops on the camera, and look at how visibility just begins to drop before your very eyes, right? The buildings begin to go away. The rain comes down, the wind picks up. Been looking for rainfall reports because we do have the flash flood warning that's in effect. Newark now reporting about 0.6 of an inch of rainfall that we picked up in the last hour.
A flash flood warning has been issued for our area.
Any rainfall reports yet out of LaGuardia or Central Park, but we know those are going to be coming in, and I would expect numbers to be pretty similar. So we do still have flash flood warnings remaining in effect here for you in New York City, Kings, New York, and Queens as well until 7 o'clock. So you can see the leading edge of all of this. The worst of the heaviest of rain is now pushed off towards your east, but we have all this back behind it that's still coming. So we're going to get additional rainfall amounts on top of what you've already seen, and that could make the situation a little bit worse. New flash flood warning has been extended farther east, including Nassau and Queens. This is until 7:30. Hempstead is included in that. So just be aware that travel is going to be extremely difficult, if not impossible, in the next couple of hours. Avoid it if you can at all. Rainfall rates have been pretty intense. We're seeing some estimates over 2 inches that we've had just in the last hour or so. We have flood reports. A lot of them have been in New Jersey, including here in Hackensack. Make sure you don't drive over any water-covered roads. Stay safe.